Beep, beep, beep. The shrill scream of the alarm clock pierces through Bella's dreams. She silences the machine and stares up at the ceiling. A new day. A day filled with new possibilities and chances. Then, why does she feel otherwise? Bella groggily pulls herself out of the bed. Already, she is tired. So tired. 6 months have passed since the awful incident. 6 months of living in a hollow, empty shell of being. The warm shower beats onto her back, but she feels nothing. Brushing her teeth, she stares at the hollow dead-eyed girl staring back at her. When did I become so thin? She wonders. Bella's mother meant the world to her. She meant the world to everyone who met her. She was the kind of person who came into your life and made you never want to leave. Whenever she smiled, the corners of her eyes crinkled, telling of a life well lived. When she smiled, it would be impossible for you not to smile back at her. She was beautiful both inside and out. Strong, brave, and fearless. She was everything Bella wanted to be and more. Bella doesn't go into her mother's closet. The familiar strawberry scent that always reminds her of home is too overwhelming. Her younger brothers and father seem to think the same way too. Mr. John has never touched Mrs. John's items. Her lotion is collecting dust by the windowsill. Her jewelry is still laid out on the dressing table as it was before. Their family is broken like shards of china lying on the ground. No matter how hard you try to mend it, that teacup will never be the same again. Ever since her mother's death, Bella goes for runs. Although it doesn't take the hollowness away, it distracts her temporarily from the aching pain in her heart. Today is no different. Bella puts on her worn-out shoes and takes her familiar route around the neighborhood. She runs until her lungs scream for air. She is running from her past, but not ready to embrace the future. Suddenly, her foot lands wrongly. Immediately she crashes onto the concrete pavement. Gritting her teeth in pain, she tastes blood. Around her, the neighborhood isn't awake. She is sprawled on the ground in the semi-darkness, alone. Bella hears a song, all of a sudden. At first, it is the faint tinkling of the piano. As she strains her ears towards the sound, she makes out some muffled lyrics accompanying the song. Wipe your tears away. Save it for a rainy day. Immediately, a memory comes back to her. Her mother used to say that to her. Bella was 6 years old and learning to skate. She had fallen down and scraped her knees. Her mother took one look at her tearful eyes and wiped the tears away. Wipe your tears away. Save it for a rainy day, she whispers. Know that I'll always be here, by your side, loving you from near. At that moment, it felt as if her mother was speaking to her. As the song plays, Bella's face is drenched with tears of grief, heartache, and eventually, release. She weeps for the first time since her mother's funeral, when the doctor broke the news that Mrs. John had passed away from terminal breast cancer. She weeps for the memories her mother will never have, of her graduating from university, walking down the aisle, holding her firstborn. She weeps and weeps until she is liberated. Bella isn't sure how long it has been since she was on the ground. The sun has come out, the birds are chirping and curious neighbors are peeking out to see if she was alright. She is. Shakily getting up, she limps her way home. After tending to her ankle, she picks up her guitar. She hasn't played it since her mother was diagnosed. Now, words and melody structure bubble at the top of her head, at the back of her throat. With a pencil and notebook, she pens out her feelings, tangling them together with the chords. Hence, music becomes Bella's way of coping. Whenever she feels overwhelmed by her mother's death, she listens to music. She writes, she sings, and she heals. She isn't sure if she will ever be completely okay, but she knows she is getting better every single day. 5 years later, Bella stands on the stage of Istanbul Daya. Thank you. Her voice carries out over 50,000 strong crowd. Before we end, here's a song I want to share with you guys. It's called, Saved for a Rainy Day. Mom, this one's for you. With a guitar, she plucks the strings and sings the first verse into the deafening applause. She looks up and has this uncanny feeling that her mother is up there dancing and grooving to the beat. Bella looks up once again and sees her mother's smile.